Well, it's a commentary on labor, for sure. So in that way, it is tied to a political thought, and thoughts about what people, the realities of laborious processes that are used to generate material that we live with and consume. So it's very important to me that there's this, that people witness the physical labor that's involved and the reality of that. Although it's not the same as visiting a factory and seeing what happens there. It's a window into that experience, the toil. I'm very interested in the kind of the sheer physicality of the act of running this really basic equipment, you know. Not everything is automated in this world. We don't get all our stuff through robots, you know. All the stuff that we're surrounded with, a lot of it is made by, you know, a lot of backbreaking. Well, the project is really, in a lot of ways, about the material and how fabric is made. So it's very clear and direct that the piece is producing fabric, and that is what is being witnessed, is the production of fabric. And I also see the production of fabric like drawing a line. So the machine that we use to make the fabric becomes a tool to make movable or soft lines in space, and the material can then be piled up and piled up and piled up and made into piles, or stretched up to the ceiling or across or around. So the yarn, which is a line, then goes into a machine and engages with itself to make a network that then becomes a bigger line, or a bigger volume of material that can expand into space. But then I also think about the production of fabric and material in general as a reality that's all around us globally. Basically non-stop. There's always somewhere in the world a machine making fabric. It's one of the many kind of sounds of the world, of the modern world. Usually what I do is I use the fabric from the pieces to make new installations. And depending on what the material is, it's used in different ways. And I have a lot of material from the past projects, and I used all of that material in Knitting Nation 8. So in that project, everything that was made in the past 7 performances and installations were employed in that set. And also the part of that massive material was the giant rainbow flag that I made in the Knitting Nation 4. And that piece actually has had a life of its own as a sculptural object, and has also been in a couple pride parades, and I keep using it in different ways in new installations. So I'm still thinking about that a lot, because I have these fabrics and I want to build things with them that become sculptures. I often see the knitting machine as this kind of, or knitting with a machine as somewhat like some kind of alchemy. Like I'm a little enamored of the process, how it feels magical. Like it feels like I can't believe it works. I still can't believe it works. Somehow the mechanics and the engagement of the mechanic devices and the material, it still is somehow beyond me that it all works and things get made. So yeah, there's a difference. Like in the industry, everything has to be perfect, and here, no. But there are some similarities. Like we're going for volume. Like we want to produce as much as possible. However, I can't put too much pressure on people to knit fast or to do it right, because the more pressure you put on people, the more mistakes they make sometimes, and myself included. So, there are aspects of it that are different, but then there are aspects that are similar. Yeah.
Aha.